What's up, coders? Welcome back to the channel. Now, this one's going to be a little bit different. We were tagged from Lettuce Comics. Check him out down below. Hagen, great dude. Love working with. He's been on the shows a couple of times, but he tagged us in a video for us to give our top 5 underappreciated and undervalued comics. Now, I believe the actual video was undervalued, but, Hagen breaks the rules just like us. So he did it his way, and we're going to do it ours. Good thing is, I got a whole team behind me on this. So you're going to hear from 5 different people about their 5 picks. And the reason for that, and I just want to take a quick second to tell you, everybody, I haven't really been on too much. I haven't had the opportunity to really talk about anything. So here's my chance. For the last 3 years since creating all of this, I haven't taken a week off, really. I haven't had a moment really to myself. Everything's been Codex, the team, phone blowing up first thing in the morning. It's been nonstop for 3 years. So I finally decided to take a break and spend time with the family. As you guys have seen, Precious has come on doing reviews and gonna be graduating pretty much soon to be doing, shows with the rest of the guys too. But I needed a break. I needed a reset. And doing this for 3 years nonstop, I've loved every minute of it. But I also know I need to take a step back and breathe, reevaluate everything. So that's why this video is a little late. Sorry, Hagen. I did not mean to do it, but life. I can't help it. Got the whole world now, and I just want to make sure that I can keep it. So without further ado, guys, we're going to jump into the 5 picks here in a second. But I want to put my 3 tags out there for the other creators to do the same. And first off, I'm going with Patriot Comics down below. Guys, definitely go check out his work. Same with the rest of, everyone I'm about to mention. Next up, we're going to go with Jackpot Comics Talk. Sal's done a review before of a giveaway that he won from her and wanted to hear her insight as well. And lastly, I'm going with the big dog here. I'm going with Near Mint Condition. So go check them out. Omar's the best. If he does this, great. If he doesn't, I'm not going to be upset about it. But I would love to hear his insight on the omnibus world and what he thinks is undervalued or underappreciated. So go check that out. Now, guys, let's jump into the team and see what they had to say.
Hey everybody, this is Archduke Kebby from the Codex Station, and I just wanted to say that an undervalued comic that I think deserves more attention is Green Lantern, 3rd volume, number 48, the first appearance of Kyle Rayner. It is available on eBay for an unslabbed version of $20, and a 9.8 I found on there for $89. Such an important character for DC and such a recognized entity deserves more credit than that, more attention. It's a really reasonable find, I think, if you were into any kind of Green Lantern comics. Kyle has done so much for the DC universe that I'm surprised to find out just how little that comic is going for nowadays. Just my opinion. Take it or leave it as you want.
What's up, everybody? Dan here with a book that I consider to be highly undervalued, and that is X-Men Annual 14, the true first appearance of Gambit. Now, while the collecting community considers 266 to be the first appearance, and that is what CGC will label it as on their labels, as that being his first appearance, by every metric, X-Men Annual 14 is his first appearance. Now, X-Men Annual 14 was released on June 19th, and X-Men 266 was released on July 10th, almost a full month after Annual 14. And in the annual, Gambit appears on 9 pages. He has multiple lines of dialogue. He's shown fully in his costume and in the classic blue and yellow X-Men suit. He is referred to by name. He is referred to as a thief. He interacts with multiple characters. By every sense of a character's first appearance for Gambit, it is X-Men Annual 14. Now, if you go to my comic shop at the time of me recording this video, you can get a CGC 9.8 graded copy of the annual for $162. By comparison, you can get a CGC 9.8 graded copy of issue 266 for $689. Now, for those that don't want to do the math, that is a difference of $527. So do you want to pay $527 more for a book that, yes, he's on the cover of, but that came out a month after a book that he fully appeared in all the ways that I just stated? Or would you like to spend the money and get a copy of this and have $500+ to go out and spend on another key? So for me, X-Men Annual 14, highly, highly undervalued.
Hey everybody, it's Al the Slab Guy with the Codex Station, and thanks to Hagen over at Lettuce Comics, I am presenting one book that I feel is not only financially underappreciated, but maybe just underappreciated in general for what the book represents. You'll find out more here in a second. So, to get on with it, here is the book that I feel that is underappreciated. This is Venom number 23, written by Torin Gorbanek. The interior art is by Ken Lashy and Ramon Box, but this cover art is actually done by Ivan Tao. He's one of my favorite version art artists for this book. I have a lot of his stuff. It is amazing. Anyhow, during this book, not only do we have a new version of Toxin that Dylan Brock and the Venom symbiote have to go up against, but now Black Widow has now acquired a symbiote. And if you all know Black Widow, she's this master assassin, master of, spy game, and now she has a power of a symbiote with her. So this makes her not only high level, but almost, this top level assassin type situation. She could go either way, because we all know that the Venom symbiotes, or the symbiotes in general, have violent tendencies, and she's not one to shy away from any violent tendencies as well. So this kind of works together in their persona, and it is an amazing story, and it is an amazing character. And I think this is a little bit financially undervalued right now. This 9.8 is valued at $80, I believe, from cover price. I paid a little bit more for it. I suffered from FOMO. I bought this when it first came out, paid a little bit more than $80, but I think it's well worth it. It shows, it displays really well, and it is an awesome cover because you get to see the ferocity in her face with the symbiote with her as well, and it's amazing. So not only is it financially a little bit underappreciated, but I think this book needs to be appreciated by anybody that is a fan of the symbionts. Carnage, Venom, Toxin, any of the major players with that. You understand how the symbiote works, how the symbiote thinks, and now to pair up with Natasha Romanoff, a master assassin, that's amazing. This book, she could have her own title alone with this, and I actually she did with Hawkeye. It was Hawkeye and Romanoff miniseries, but she could easily have an ongoing series herself. So here it is, Venom number 23. It came out in September of 23. So, Venom number 23 is my not only financially undervalued book, but, personally undervalued book. It is a book that everyone should have. All right. Thanks, folks. Sal the Slab Guy from the Codex Station. I hope you guys have a 9.8 day.
What's up, coders? West Rebel Scum here with the Codex Comic Station. I wanted to do my video of my most undervalued comic book in my collection. So, as you can imagine, with anybody, I'm sure that's kind of a hard thing to think of. What is the most undervalued comic book in my collection? So I had to really think hard, and I had a top 5 and narrowed it down to a top 2 or 3. And really, the one that kept bothering me was Uncanny X-Men number 221. I won't say that's the most undervalued, but this is one of the ones that, it's always kind of irked me a little bit of its values. You can get this. I mean, it's a good thing for it to be an affordable book. This is a pretty good key. First appearance of Mr. Sinister. He's a very powerful villain. I think some of the things that get in the way of the price here are the fact that he's not on the cover. For reference, Uncanny X-Men 238 or 239 is his first cover appearance, and that's a $20 to $40 book. This, you can get a really nice copy for $40 to $50, and it's a really nice copy. With it coming out lately with the new X-Men series that came out, I think it grew a little bit in popularity, so I think it got a little bit of a price bump a few months ago. But still, I think it's a heavily underrated and undervalued book that anybody can afford to put into their collection. So, thanks a lot.
Hey guys, Tim here, and I am answering the call from Lettuce, giving us the opportunity to show what I think is an undervalued book. He paid the dog tax in his video, so I am paying the dog tax in this portion of Codex's video as well. This is Aria, sweet, beautiful Aria. You guys have seen her before, but now everybody can see her. And now I'm going to chuck her to the side. There you go. Dog tax is paid, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so undervalued books. The one thing that Lettuce said was having to do with CBCS versus CGC pricing, right? And I just so happen to have one right here. This has more sentimental value to me than anything else, but I also think it is an incredibly undervalued book. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 351 right here. Take a look at that. Yeah, undervalued, 100%. This is where Mark Bagley starts as the regular interior artist for the Amazing Spider-Man. I mean, his contribution to Spider-Man as a whole is enormous. It's legendary. He redefined the way the character looked in the 90s, the super giant big bug eyes and things like that. And his style of doing things remains to this day. I mean, he's still doing Spider-Man stuff, but CBCS price on this, I think, is like $25 at a 9.8, and a CGC 9.8 isn't too much higher. There was a time a little bit ago when this book went upwards of God, I think around $200, and I was talking to Wes about that. And I just couldn't believe it. It flabbergasted me that a book like this would be that high. I didn't disagree with that, but I was just incredibly curious as to why. And then it dropped way down. But yeah, incredibly undervalued. Great story, obviously, and beautiful interior artwork on the inside. So there's that. Now, after paying the dog tax and showing you what I think is an undervalued book, Lettuce also did another suggestion. He was talking about public service announcement books, right? Books about drugs and smoking and drinking and stuff from Marvel and DC. Well, as a bonus, Lettuce, I have one to show you that you don't have, and I found this in a dollar bin. So, Amazing Spider-Man Skating on Thin Ice with artwork by Todd McFarlane, and I paid $2 for that book. So there's another one to put on your list to try and find. Oh, and Lettuce, if you were my mother, I'd take you out to brunch every Sunday, and I would let you get the cream cheese on your toast.